Hi, and a big welcome back to our channel, Travel with me, Rob.
And me, Sue.
We've not been around quite as much as we would have liked this last few months, and there's been two very good reasons for that. Firstly, you may remember we went back to Las Vegas last November. Goodness, that's almost a year, isn't it? Well, you may not realise it, but Sue fell ill the week before we were due to travel. And although the doctor advised us she was okay to travel, she got progressively worse during our time in Vegas. Towards the end of the week, it was touch and go whether she was going to end up in hospital there, but fortunately we made it home. But it didn't end there, it got much worse.
When we got home, I was so ill I couldn't get up our stairs, and we had to call Rob's mum late that night and ask if we could camp on her sofa for the night. It ended up being for the whole week. In the end, we did manage to get home. I struggled to get upstairs. For the next few weeks, I lived entirely in our bedroom, mostly sleeping, and Rob had to do absolutely everything.
So for the first 3 weeks after we got home, Sue suffered from this mysterious illness which had our doctors baffled. It was a very worrying time.
But then my doctor called to say she had discovered the problem and immediately changed my treatment. So between November and March this year, I have been struggling to recover from this awful illness.
And it really was awful. And it was very scary at the time and very worrying. And I think it's the first time we've more or less cancelled a Christmas.
Needless to say, Rob didn't have much time to edit and post our videos from Vegas.
But I'm determined to get them up on the channel as soon as we can. And yes, I know they will be slightly out of date, but hopefully they'll still be of interest and maybe some benefit to some of you out there.
And in those videos, I will be explaining a little more about my mystery illness, how it affected me and how they finally treated it. So stay tuned for that.
So, that's the first reason. What was the second reason, Sue?
We moved. Yes, as if being ill for 6 months wasn't enough drama for us, we only went and thrown a house move into the equation.
Sadly, a while back we realised that our dream of staying in our forever home wasn't going to work for you. And this sudden illness, which basically made her a prisoner in her own home, gave the house hunt a new level of urgency.
When the first house we liked fell through, I managed to find another contender on the internet, but I was too ill to view it. So it was left to Rob and our 3 daughters to view the house and show me around it via a video call. And can you believe I didn't step foot inside our new home until our actual move-in date? Yes, that's crazy.
So, 6 months of looking after Sue, plus 6 months of additional stress of selling our home of 36 years, it didn't leave much time for anything else.
And it hasn't stopped there. Those of you who watch regular would have noticed my walking getting progressively worse over the last 10 years. Well, for the last year and a half, I've also been having further tests and consultation, and finally I have a proper diagnosis.
You've needed somebody to figure that out for quite a while now, haven't you? Well, we're going to update you in a bit more detail in a separate video, so watch out for that too.
It's only when we summarise this last few months like that we realise just how much we had to contend with. But of course the story didn't end there. Since moving into our new bungalow back in March, it's been a full-on job renovation, and I'm amazed just how much we've managed to achieve in such a short time.
And we will be showing you a little of that work that's been keeping us from concentrating on our channel. But wait, that's a lot of home stuff that we've got lined up for all our friends out there. Still travel with Rob and Sue, right?
That's right. So despite all the goings on in our lives, we still managed to squeeze in a quick cruise around the Canary Islands back in May, just really for us to recharge our batteries after a truly terrible 6 months. Rob has worked really hard and put in many late nights to squeeze in most of the videos from the Canaries in between all the other work going off at home. And not forgetting, we both have day jobs too.
I've not quite finished working through the remaining video from the holiday, so please keep a lookout for those, and also, better late than never, those overdue videos from our time in Vegas.
So that sort of brings us up to date and explains our unfortunate but necessary absence from our YouTube channel. Coming up in our next video, we are going to update you with our plans for the rest of the year and what we have already got lined up for next year.
Finally, as always, a big thank you to each and every one of you for your continued support during this difficult time. We really are overwhelmed and tremendously excited to see just how much our channel has grown in the last year.
Yes, a big thanks for all of your support. So until next time, bye from me and Rob, and safe travels.
Very good.
I think I was better than you.
You were.